people must have noticed that, the crypto press never mentions the internet computer. The internet computer is the only network that can actually run AI models. And yet no one talks about it. But there's a bunch of reasons for that.
So before we dive into what Dominic Williams, the head of the DFINITY Foundation, which is building the internet computer, said, which proves that 2025 should be life-changing for ICP investors, I want to address one of the biggest concerns I've received from people commenting on these videos. The biggest concern is, if the technology of ICP, the internet computer, is so good, why isn't it taking off? And one reason, obviously, is because it's totally undiscovered. The crypto space is so early that one rumor that Trump is going to eliminate capital gains taxes on XRP, Cardano, HBAR, and some other US-based crypto companies, one rumor caused those to go up 5x. That's how early we are. There is no money in this space, no real money, no institutional money that's even close to understanding what this technology does. So the price action right now is all noise. But another reason why ICP isn't taking off, even though it has the best technology, is because the best technology takes time to take off. Think about the car when it was invented. Everyone was using the horse and buggy. And then this car was invented. There's no roads. It's annoying to use. It breaks. No one would ever drive it from New York City to Florida, let alone New York City to Philadelphia. You just wouldn't do that. There are no roads. It makes no sense given current market conditions. So it takes time for revolutionary technology to be adopted because it takes time for the infrastructure to be built around it and for customers that need it to discover it. So it's always going to take time for breakthrough technology to be discovered. And so that explains why ICP could have the best technology, but at the same time have there be a delay before the market wakes up to its true potential. This is just how revolutionary technology gets rolled out. It's not overnight. So let's go straight to the horse's mouth. The leader of the DFINITY Foundation, what is he saying about 2025 and ICP? And what comes next for this breakthrough technology?
I think I can't give too much information on caffeine. I can talk about the broader direction, which is to create a platform where anybody can create web applications just by talking to AI. Entrepreneurs creating like Web3 sharing economy or AI-driven social media, because AI can create AI. That's what's really interesting.
So talk about setting off a chain reaction in cyberspace. That's what Bitcoin investors believe Bitcoin is, a chain reaction of decentralized capital that no one can slow down. What happens when anyone can go onto the internet computer and direct AI to create other AI assets? AI creating AI. One of the biggest narratives in crypto right now is AI agents, the ability to own an AI software agent that can literally go out and make money for you, run a Twitter account, generate sponsorship fees, pay the token holders which own that robot. That's a revolution. The internet computer is talking about being able to direct AI agents to build applications on the world computer. So if you're a developer, that is game changing. So what happens when these AI agents start creating other AI agents that can create other smart AI agents? That's a chain reaction in cyberspace. This is as big of a breakthrough you could possibly imagine. Bitcoin is digital capital that can't be shut down. The internet computer is digital intelligence that cannot be shut down. They're calling it Caffeine AI, and that's running on top of the internet computer. Again, everyone's saying tech doesn't matter, only hype matters, only narrative matters, only community matters. Well, obviously the internet computer has hundreds of thousands of people signing up to the network nervous system to use it, so it's a massive global community. But tech starts to matter with artificial intelligence, especially when it's decentralized, especially when it can't be stopped. Now let's see why Dominic Williams is saying Caffeine AI is going to be so massive and positive for the internet computer and the ICP token holders.
People in so many different situations who want to use this functionality, but it's also very important for the internet computer because it'll result in a huge proliferation of new web applications and new internet services on the internet computer, which will of course drive demand for cycles and so on. So it'll be good for the tokenomics of the internet computer. But also I think it will give people in the Web3 ecosystem who don't really know what the internet computer is. It'll give them a way of connecting with it. Because of the history of the project, there's a wall of silence. I mean, people must have noticed that, the crypto press never mentions the internet computer. Industry research organizations like Nansen and Masari, they never mention it, and they create these industry maps, and even Web3 industry maps and for AI, right? And the internet computer is the only network that can actually run AI models, and yet no one talks about it. But there's a bunch of reasons for that. And essentially it's that people are a little bit worried about the technology. But the effect of this over a few years has been that when you talk to engineers in the Web3 space, they're very confused. They hear terminology like, well, it's on chain, it's on my chain XYZ. So they built a service on Amazon Web Services, and then they've created a token for that service on blockchain XYZ. And now they say it's running on blockchain XYZ, and it's on chain. But it's not, it's more like an aspiration, right? But everyone's got kind of like confused by this aspirational talk. So, when people say in Web3, like it's built on blockchain XYZ, what they really mean is it's built on Amazon Web Services, and there's a token on blockchain XYZ, but it has confused a lot of journalists, a lot of developers, a lot of investors. And one of the fantastic things about what's coming, I think, in 25 is that all of a sudden people are going to say, well, I've got to try this out, right? I can talk to a network, and as a result of talking to this network, what I want just materializes.
So first he's talking about how incredible the tokenomics become when just a few applications start running AI agent models on chain. The amount of fees that generates for ICP token holders is insane. And in last week's video, we talked about how much revenue the internet computer blockchain is generating compared to a Solana or another layer 1 blockchain. One application running AI on the internet computer will most likely send it massively deflationary, because the internet computer isn't just generating the blockchain layer 1 transaction fees like it is on every other layer 1 blockchain out there. It's also generating the computational fees. So instead of Amazon Web Services getting that revenue, the internet computer token holders get that revenue. So we just need 1 or 2 or 3 companies building AI models on the internet computer, and ICP token holders make a massive amount of money. So the economics of ICP are unbelievable. They're unlike anything else. Traditional layer 1 blockchains can have hundreds of thousands of applications running on top of it, and they won't make as much money as ICP will from 3 applications. Because again, ICP is getting all of that data storage, all of that computational power revenue, because it's all attached to the blockchain, which ICP token holders govern. So we get all that revenue. It's game-changing, revolutionary technology. Then he goes into talking about why this will be massive for the discovery of ICP, because engineers are going to be blown away by this technology. Well, what happens if you're an entrepreneur in the Web3 space and you say, I'm going to create an AI agent that can literally perform scientific research with computing power from ICP? This is real applications of artificial intelligence. So engineers are going to wake up to the fact that the AI agent tokens on top of ICP are going to be immensely valuable because of the computational capabilities that they have. Crazy, but if I was building an AI agent, I would want to use this technology because this is alien technology, and the AI agents are going to be crunching some serious numbers. They're not just going to be large language models running Twitter accounts. Engineers are going to wake up to this fact, and the quicker an engineer discovers this alien technology, the more valuable the software they're going to be able to create. So this is where technology really starts to matter. This next section is for the people that think that ICP technology is not being adopted. The way to get life-changing returns in crypto is to find assets that have been as beaten down as possible, but that have as robust fundamentals as possible. What are positive fundamentals when it comes to a crypto asset? A massive community, breakthrough technology with exponentially accelerating adoption. That's the sweet spot for making life-changing returns in crypto. And so this is what Dominic Williams is saying about the adoption and usage of ICP.
Just enormous on-chain growth and compute. So this year, the growth has exceeded 500% several times. The ICP token, there was so much compute going on. ICP token's gone deflationary a few times. To put it in perspective, like we're doing like 1 million Ethereum equivalent transactions a second. Yeah. In 1 hour, there's more on-chain compute on the internet computer than on all other blockchains in the world combined in a year or more, substantially more, right? So, it's doing vastly more smart contract compute than the entire internet blockchain ecosystem in sum. And so, we think about that growth, 500% growth that we saw this year, like getting even bigger. Like, you know, we expect to see growth in the thousands of percent.
So that does speak to the enormity of the adoption of this technology. This also speaks to the enormity of the adoption of this technology. So Solana was ranked the number one ecosystem for developers in 2024. Solana has a market cap of over $100 billion. So Solana's number one with 7,600 new developers explored on Solana in 2024. Ethereum number two with 6,400 new developers. The world computer, internet computer, is number three with 2,200 new developers in 2024, beating Aptos, which has a massive market cap, beating Coinbase's base platform, beating Bitcoin, beating Sui, beating Polygon, beating Arbitrum, BNB Chain, Binance is massive, beating that, Optimism, beating that, Stellar, beating every single other blockchain except for Ethereum and Solana. And look at the growth that represents. Solana up 83% in developers. ICP, 75% increase in developers. Coinbase could only grow 50%. Bitcoin stayed flat. Polkadot down 14%. Cosmos down 15%. Ethereum down 22%. Polygon down 49%. So massive growth in adoption of the internet computer technology. I don't care what the price action does. Solana went from $200 down to $13 in the last crypto winter. Price action doesn't matter. It's all noise. What matters is fundamentals. So now let's hear from Dominic Williams on their marketing strategy. Where have they focused their resources?
No secret that DFINITY has run the largest R&D operation in blockchain since really the end of 2017. And we've just been absolutely relentless. What we don't do is invest money that could be better spent on R&D into, you know, paid press, paid KOLs, market manipulation, fake industry research. Oh, we also don't pay customers to choose us, right? In the last 3 years, we've seen like blockchain spend, you know, tens of millions of dollars sponsoring soccer teams, Formula E racing teams, America's Cup teams. We've seen them spend, you know, tens of millions of dollars, like, you know, paying big corporations to choose them. You know, all we do is just R&D here at DFINITY, really. We do, of course, we do some, you know, PR and so on, and we're not like just totally sealed off, but fast developing some of the stuff that often other blockchains start with because it's monetary, like DeFi and so on, actually came last with us, really. You know, the first thing we did was make it possible to create a social network on the blockchain, like actually on the blockchain, not on Amazon Web Services token on the blockchain.
So what he's saying is they focused purely, and they've committed their vast resources on building breakthrough technology. And most people would say, well, they didn't pump up the price of the token enough. They didn't go pay for corporate sponsorships. They're not doing what some of these other blockchains are doing. But who cares? Because there's massive adoption of this world computer, and it's organic. Again, hundreds of thousands of people are joining the world computer every single year. It's the number 3 blockchain for developers. So it deserves a market cap totally something like Solana. In last week's video, I talked about how it's making more money than Cardano, but its market cap is 5 times lower than Cardano, which means it's a 5x just to get to Cardano. And then when you factor in the organic growth of all the developers, it should be another 5x from there, just based on the quality of this technology, the organic growth. So when it comes to price action, I know everyone freaks out about price. I could talk all day blue in the face about the fundamentals of this technology, but I know no one will listen because all anyone cares about is price. And I can totally respect that. It's human nature. So I like to look at blockchain history to understand where we are and where we could be going. Because again, the way to make life-changing returns in blockchain is to find blockchain assets with exponentially growing adoption. And that is what the internet computer is doing. So what was another crypto asset that was growing exponentially, that was decentralized, that had breakthrough technology for its time? Bitcoin. This was the chart of Bitcoin in 2012. It had gone up a lot and it crashed. I'm sure many people were complaining about the price, saying if it's so good, why isn't the price going up? We've all heard this before, and we've heard it very recently. Then it does this move where it kind of claws its way out of the bottom. And so it goes up, makes a double top, corrects. What did the internet computer just do? Well, here we see the price of the internet computer. Fell, just like Bitcoin fell. It's been banging along the bottom. It's just starting to crawl out. We've seen how this plays out. Revolutionary technology crashes, consolidates, starts to make its way out. And so what happened to Bitcoin after it crashed and then started to be discovered? It went from $10 up to $200, then consolidated, then went straight up to $1,000 before it finally corrected. So we've seen this play out before. Revolutionary technology takes time to be discovered. There's a lot of volatility, But because there's massive adoption, because the community grows, the asset price goes up. Appreciate you. We're going to get there. 2025 should be absolutely massive once Caffeine AI gets launched.